So we're doing this Noker 381 review, and we're doing it step by step. And I remembered I had changed some of these carburetors, and I had to change the rubber, and that's how I found out it was a fraud review of my own dang chainsaw stolen from me, because I had to readjust some of this rubber because the part that the throttle activated was there's an example. Okay, so this is an example of the rubber that I had to cut in order for these parts to work. So when I saw the Indiana review that was fraud, and I was re-videotaping it, it was that rubber that I realized that I had to cut that made me know that it was my chainsaw. And then I looked at the serial numbers. But this is a carburetor that I put in. So these other carburetors are what came out of it. So I guess, I mean, I didn't fully switch it, but that's the rubber that I had to cut when I was trying to switch the carburetor. So these are the carburetors coming out of them, and I guess that's the carburetor that I changed and put in it after I cut that rubber. So it was just a bunch of experimentation, but that's how I discovered the problem right there. So that one's actually marked. It's marked still on the bottom, but it doesn't always mean you're getting original equipment. A lot of stuff's copied, but I would be willing to bet that that really is a Zama in China, and it really is something being used for that name. But that's one that I put on there to get that thing running right. These other ones won't tune right. And what are your thoughts so far right now at this point in time for this stage of the review?
So far, they look pretty good quality. I mean, I can't tell no difference.
And that was like that when you pulled it out, right?
Right.
It was cut like that.
Correct.
That was me cutting these, experimenting with them over the last few years to get them right.
Yep.
So that's what they look like so far. Now these fuel tanks leak, so I got extra fuel tanks over there that we'll probably end up putting together. But we're doing this in steps, step by step, to get to the bottom of this. And these spark plugs were spoken of negatively, but they work, and they're decent quality. And it doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't recognize the name brand. That doesn't mean anything. So we're just doing a fair, honest review here, and we're going to show everything that we're doing as far as what matters. All right, I'm gonna put it on pause. Like, subscribe, share, take care. Let's see what happens here. Okay, picking up where we left off. We got all the carburetors out. Five of them, or
five. Well, there's one that wasn't on that one.
Oh, that's right. We had one. We started with one that wasn't on here. Okay, so it looks like, if memory serves me right, it came with these. I took them out. I was messing around with them. I had to end up cutting this rubber right there and ripping it. And the first one that I did was probably the one that the Indiana Doug stolen chainsaw came from, because that's how I recognized it. But that is probably a carburetor I switched, and I think these are the original carburetors. But I was playing with them and messing with them and trying to figure out what was what, because they're the only 10 saws that have ever been here, and I got my handle on where all the saws are. And here's the spark plugs. And just because somebody may not recognize a name doesn't mean that it's a bad spark plug or it won't work. And another thing, just because it has a name on it doesn't mean it's an original. For example, what is that from Japan? NGK? NGK. I've said it wrong before. It's funny, people don't take it as a simple misspoken set of words or letters. But NGK, just because it says NGK doesn't mean it's really an NGK. Just because it says Zama doesn't mean it's really a Zama, but I have a feeling it really is. So what we're going to do now, we've got these 5 chainsaws down to the cylinder, and we're going to end up doing our 2-finger test on each bolt. And I'm going to try one. I'm going to let my Noker Justice Warrior film me trying one or two, and then I'm going to film him trying them. He's got 30 years with chainsaws. Here, maybe you could film me right there. And I'm going to try this bolt furthest away. I'm going to try the 2-finger test. I'm going to try the 2-finger test. I don't know if you can see my... Nope. I'm 250 pounds on a light day. 315 pounds before I took the keto diet. There it goes. That's not 2 fingers. Let's try another 2-finger. Nope. Nope. Not 2 fingers on that one either. That took a lot of straining. I guess I got strong fingers. Those are plenty tight. Plenty tight. Plenty tight. What you think, Glenn? Let's film you. Oh.
Plenty tight for a chainsaw. Plenty tight. Not a Cummins diesel. It's a chainsaw.
It's a chainsaw, not a Cummins diesel, not a big old V8
Right.
with 900 torque pounds.
It's a chainsaw. Got to remind them it's a chainsaw.
Cool. So
Simple.
okay, good deal. So we'll just keep trying them along here. We'll just see what we got here. Tight enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Plenty tight.
Plenty tight. I think if you have them any tighter, you probably break some aluminum threads. What you think?
Yep.
I mean, it's a
Seen
aluminum.
that already.
It's aluminum cylinder. It's not a cast iron.
Yep.
They're going crack, aren't they? They're,
Yep.
they're cracking under the torque that they got put on there.
Yep.
All right. So far we're going on 5 Nokers that seem to be tightened up good enough. Let's see here.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Same tightness as a steel.
So let's do some mathematics. 5 times 20. No, 5 times 4 is 20. So we got 20 bolts that we just did. All right, I'm putting it on pause again. Let's get to the next step here. We're going to take out these cylinders. Okay, we're rolling again for the next step of this phase. So I spoke too soon. I said we were taking the cylinders out, but of course my man here, my Noker Justice Warrior, reminded me, whoops, we got to take the mufflers off. Of course we got to take the mufflers. So we've taken off all 5 mufflers. Do you notice anything wrong with these mufflers or the gaskets or anything? I think you said something about the gaskets. What'd you say?
Oh.
I think you said they look fine.
Yeah. I mean, everything looked good. I mean, it looks like a steel muffler.
Looks like a steel muffler, huh?
Yep.
Kind of no difference really, huh?
Yeah. Copied pretty much just.
And you've been messing around with 30 years with Stihl and Husqvarna?
Yep.
And now some clone saws?
Now I'm getting into clone saws here the last few years and been impressed with what I've seen so far.
Do you notice anything about these chainsaws that would be able to label them low quality? I mean, anything at all?
So far, everything looks good. I mean,
everything.
I would buy them in a heartbeat.
You'd buy them in a heartbeet. And
Yep.
you and I aren't. Before today, we're not buddies except for talking on the telephone, right?
First time I met you.
First time we met each other. So you don't have any agenda to help me as a good friend, or
no agenda
I'm not
at
paying
all.
you $1 million or nothing like that.
Nope.
Okay, good. I'm gonna film these serial numbers here because this is I think Kevin from Texas, the Texas welder. I think his famous quote is, "That's how they gonna bust that ass." Let's film that one here. All these chainsaws came into my possession in a group of 10, and that was about 3 years ago. And I got a prototype that's been rebuilt and fixed up, and it's got a different serial number. And I may or may not take it apart. I don't need to, but I'm about improving these saws, not ripping anybody off. I got accused of being a con man and a thief and a con artist and a snake oil salesman and selling a bunch of junk. And now we're going to pause it, and we're going to take these cylinders out right here. We already got the bolts loose, and they're all tight. Is that right, Glenn?
Yep.
All tight. I accidentally called him Glenn again.
All tight.
But Noker Justice Warrior's code name. All right, so we're going to pause it again. See you in a minute. All right, so this is first impression of the first one. And we don't have a flashlight on us, but we're going to get a flashlight. We just got one off. Our man pull it off, and you're saying you think it's good, but you're running your finger in there to check, huh?
Yeah, I'm feeling for sharp edges.
Right.
It's got very little pull on my finger, which is a good sign.
Right.
And this cylinder right here feels good.
Feels good?
It feels good.
Okay, so that's the first one we've taken off. Right
Feels
here.
good. Ports look pretty clean too.
Ports look clean?
Yeah, I mean you get a little. Other than that, I don't see where this would fail at all.
Okay.
It looks really good.
I mean, it looks decent at least. Right?
Yes.
It doesn't look like it's a total piece of garbage,
No,
like what was represented on the Indiana
far from
fraud
that.
review.
Far from
We're
that.
going to get a flashlight. We're going to look in all of them, but that's just the first impression so far, and I haven't tried to put my eyes on it, but I won't be able to see it without a good flashlight in the camera anyway. So okay, we'll pause it again. We'll just keep rolling on the rest of them. My beautiful wife ran to get us a camera. I'm sorry, a flashlight, so we'll keep pulling out the rest of them. All right, stay tuned. All right, so let's take a look at that piston.
Yep.
What?
Now this is a good piston because you see these grooves that run left to right?
Yeah.
That's what holds the oil to the piston.
Okay.
And some manufacturers, they don't put that groove in there.
Okay.
And this is a real good sign of a good piston. Formatech uses this technology too.
Okay.
But there are manufacturers that don't have these.
Let's
grooves.
pull it back and look at the rest.
Clean top.
The rest of the edges.
Edges. Really no sharp edges.
Got good oil on it.
Got good oil, good lubrication.
Awesome, man. So I think
That's really good.
everything I'm seeing points me out to.
It looks really good. Like I said, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've seen worse than this.
You actually have a saw business, don't you?
A side business.
Side business. Yep.
I mean, not what I call a
but you've
business,
been
but
building
I do it.
them
I've been
ever
building
since the
them.
clone saws came out. You've been building them. Huh?
Been building myself. I build and repair all my saws.
Awesome, man. Okay, well, we'll pause it again. We'll get the rest of these out. We'll try to keep these cylinders with these saws so we don't get them mixed up. Okay, this is my first cylinder I'm going to be taking out here. All right, so I push the boot all the way inside.
Correct.
I push that boot all the way in, and then I'm not
tilt.
twisting it. I'm just getting it ready, and I'm going to pull it straight up.
That's it.
Pull that sucker straight up. I got 4 bolts I got to worry about.
Yeah, it'd be fine. You got it.
I got it, huh?
You got it. Keep pulling.
Keep pulling.
No twist. Just
No
straight
twist.
up.
Just straight up out of there. Get that thing coming out. Let's see here.
It's got it.
I guess that boot's right there. I think I got it.
There we go.
I think I got it free. You supposed
Yep.
to pull pretty hard or what?
Yeah, just keep pulling straight forward. You're free. Just pull straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up. You might have just a tiny little twist. Just tiny little twist.
Oh, that's weird. Here, let me film you. See if I don't want to pull it too darn hard. Is it caught?
Yep.
There it is.
Goes.
Okay, let's we got 4 bolts in there.
Yep. Tricky here.
Okay, let's see if that one's a good one. Let's see if you
See
like
this
that
one.
one too.
Let's sit down and look at
Yeah. This is the second one we pulled out. The first one, I did see how the first one was just fine.
Now this one's got a little, I don't know how long it was ran, but this one has some scoring in it.
It has some scoring already,
It
huh?
has some scoring in it.
Okay, well that hasn't been run too long. It's just been run a couple tanks.
Yeah, it's got some scoring. It could be clean, but it's got some scoring in it.
Okay,
You can feel it with your finger.
okay,
But the ports, let's concentrate on the porting on it and the chamfer. The chamfering around the ports so far look good.
okay,
There's no sharp, I can't feel any sharp edges as of now on this side.
okay.
Looks good and smooth. So the chamfering around the ports feels good.
Okay,
Feels real good.
we'll get that flashlight in there. Heck, I guess we got a flashlight now.
Yeah.
Here,
But it
let's-
does have some scoring.
Okay,
But that's not because of the cylinder being poor.
okay,
Might be a mixture. There's no telling.
okay. But does it look like the one that was reviewed in Indiana, or does it look
No, These ports on this cylinder are clean.
Okay,
I don't see no sharp. There's no sharp edges.
gotcha.
Yeah, just got a little scoring in it.
Okay. All right. Now, how bad's the scoring? Because, like I said,
It's
I
light. It could be
just ran
fixed.
2 tanks of gas is all I ran.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's light. It could be fixed.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the piston here.
Yeah, this is where it got a little light scoring right here. I'm seeing the lines and vertical lines.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah. You got a few on the exhaust side. Mostly you see the exhaust side to score. And
Okay.
that has it's light scoring.
Okay.
Very light.
Do you think that could be just from being a new saw just getting broke in, or you think that's indicative of some problem that occurred somewhere?
It's possible they might have had maybe some debris get in there through the
Okay.
filter.
Okay.
More than likely, I'm thinking that's probably some debris that got in through the filter. But it's very light. Very
Okay.
light.
So that's the second one.
Yeah.
Guess we got some more to look at, and I'll see if I can't film while you're working on that. I'll see if I can't film. We'll try to keep these cylinders with these saws.
Yep.
And I'll keep that off to the right, and I'll film this cylinder for folks. You said there was scoring in it, but let's
Yep.
see if I can see the ports and everything.
Ports feel good.
See if I can get some camera in there.
Yep. Feel good.
So it's not the splattered up saw from before. So you said you've seen original that had splatter back in the casting where it doesn't matter, right?
Right, I've seen steel cylinders with a little, from the casting inside the porch, you'd see a little splatter in them. And I pulled cylinders off of saws 20 years old that had splatter in them.
Gotcha. I don't know if I can get the camera any better or not in here. See if I can put a camera.
Hold it.
Yeah, see if you can hold. Yeah, see if you can. Yeah.
You might be able to help it out a little bit. There we go. See the scoring?
Yeah.
It's transfer from the piston. What I feel.
Okay, so you can feel that with your hand, huh?
Yeah, I can feel it with my finger.
Okay.
I'm thinking debris got in it from the filter, air
Okay.
filter.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Let me borrow your flashlight. Let's see here.
But the ports look great. You got a good chamfer around the. Feels like there's no sharp edges.
No sharp edges. So the bottom of this, which I guess is the combustion chamber, it doesn't look like the one they reviewed, does it?
No, this cylinder don't look nothing like what they reviewed.
And that saw actually that they had was my saw. So they did something to that damn did something to that damn cylinder.
These cylinders here feel good. I mean,
and is there a Noker anywhere on that one? Because
no.
They told me they don't put Noker on their 381s or their 660s.
No markings.
And I don't know if they quit putting them on there, if they never put them on there, but they said that Noker that got reviewed by the cylinder that got reviewed wasn't their cylinder. They'd been copied. So the second cylinder is counterfeit, and of course it's against UPS. It's against YouTube rules to put counterfeits on there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel anything sharp, and I could feel a little chamfering around the ports. I mean, I personally have personal saws that feel just like this.
Like original equipment saws.
Yeah, like original equipment, and that's the majority of my saws are OEM.
Gotcha. And you're not just saying that to help me out.
No, this is what I'm a person. I don't believe any reviews. I believe what I see from my own eyes.
There you go.
My own experiences.
Yep.
Somebody did a review on my 441 Magnum and said it vibrated so much, and that's the most smoothest running saw I ever ran in my life. So that's why I don't really pay attention to them.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I'm gonna pause this again. I guess we'll take out cylinder number 3 for us out of 5. Okay, I'm going on the third one here. I got our Noker Justice Warrior gonna film me, and I guess she's got a bullet. I got the boot freed up. Shoot, man. It doesn't seem like it's stuck. Is it just on that? Is it just on that piston?
Yeah,
There it is. There
you got
it is.
it? You feel it?
Yeah, I think so.
You just kind of turn it just a little bit. You could twist it just a tad, and yeah, there you go.
Nope. I don't think so. Maybe they're better than we thought they were. Maybe they're built one piece.
That's it. It'll come.
But don't twist it.
Yeah, it'll break a ring. You got a chance of getting a ring hung up.
Shoot, man. I might fail on that one too. Let's see here.
I think a bolt may be still.
Oh, a bolt may still be in there, huh? Yeah, it was a bolt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see. There we go.
There it is. So this will be the third one we look at here. Let's take a look at the third one. Is this our cylinder bag right here?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Got us a flashlight if we need it still.
Oh yeah.
That chamber doesn't look anything like the one they showed us, did it? Does it?
It don't. It don't.
So I'm calling fraud altogether on Indiana.
This was a clean running saw here.
That's a nice one, huh?
Yeah, another nice one. I don't feel anything that would snag a ring or cause any issues. The ports look really nice too. burning good.
Do our other 2 cylinders look like this one?
Yeah, I mean, so far.
I mean, as far as the color up in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so that one came out of that one.
Right.
Keep it in your hand, and this is the first one. This is the first one to my right. Does it have the same coloration in there? Yeah, it does.
This is the scored one.
Okay, that's the scored one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a clean looking one.
This one's running rich.
That one's running rich?
Yeah, this is running real rich.
I ran them rich.
But this one was seen to be burning a little cleaner.
Okay. All right, so that's that first one that was scored.
Yeah.
All right. And so no splatter and junk like they showed us, huh?
So, I mean, it feels good.
No sabotage in this one, huh?
No, it's not pulling my finger and trying to cut my finger. You feel a slight chamfer around the ports. Chamfering. Nothing that I see an alarm that would alarm me that I need to do work to it. Feels good. Still see the hatch marks in it.
So basically, you just lied.
Like I said, it had to be I'm not saying that he didn't have a cylinder from something else, but it sure don't look like these.
Gotcha.
Don't look like these cylinders.
All right, we got 2 more to look at. Awesome. Moving right along, huh?
Yeah, it looks good.
I'll put it back on pause.
I would run it.
You'd run it. Oh, we forgot to look at the piston.
Yep.
Let's take a look at what we got on the piston. What you think on the piston?
I would run it.
I know, but
Oh, yeah.
anything? Any tool marks of damage? Any sabotage signs?
No. So far, it looks good. Got a slight scar in its backside, but it wouldn't stop it from running.
Right.
And it wouldn't hurt anything.
Plus, it's just breaking in, which is
yeah.
And we didn't add any oil. That's just oil from having it run it.
Plain lubrication.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, I ran them rich. I ran 2 tanks of fuel through them thick.
Yeah, looks good.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll get on to number 3 and 4. No, 4 and 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 and 5. So we got 2 more left. All right. Put it on pause for us. Okay, so we got a break here. We still got 2 cylinders to crack open. That one over there and this one right here. But my man wanted to show me his original still cylinder that he got from what model? 660?
660.
And
MS660.
MS660, and then you got it from a tree service company, and it was scored a little bit inside, right?
Right, it was burned up. It was overheated, and I bought the saw and took it down, and it had a lot of transfer scoring.
Right.
And I learned some techniques from a gentleman his name is Randy Evans out of Tennessee. And I cleaned this cylinder using his techniques, and it's like brand new. No wear, no scoring anymore. It had scoring on the exhaust side real bad.
Right.
All the dark spots you see in there is just discoloration.
Okay.
But this cylinder is like the day it come off the showroom floor.
Gotcha.
And
So now you were telling me about my cylinders you're seeing so far in these saws. I think you made a comment. What comment did you make about these saws in general?
I said I'm not seeing anything any different than I've seen in the OEM cylinders that I pull off of saws.
And saws too, right?
And saws, right.
So no different than an OEM.
Just a little, the chamfering is a little more deeper on an OEM cylinder. These are a little shallower.
A little lighter, a little less
lighter.
chamfering on my Nokers.
But other than that, there's the sharpness, I don't feel any difference because there's the same feel on this cylinder compared to these. You could
and then
there's
no Noker marks on these. And like I said, Noker told me they don't put marks of Noker on their 381s or their 660s. And that may be for people copying them reasons, I don't know. But I do know that saw that was shown with the Noker, or the Noker cylinder that was alone, came from a saw that was not a Noker saw, but he won't show you what saw, and I'm talking about that Indiana fraud review. So we're going to pause it again. We got 2 more cylinders and pistons to look at. Talk to you in a minute. And we'll take 1 more break. He brought a brand new Proline 660 piston. I don't know if that's a piece of dog hair or if that's a scratch. What is that?
Hair.
Dog hair. All right, cool. So that's what a brand new Proline. And if anybody knows about Proline, let us know in the comments, because we sure would like to know where this stuff's coming from. I mean, I know where it's coming from, but as far as country of origin, but I just don't know specifics. Seems like it's good quality stuff. And I think one YouTube builder one controversial YouTube builder that seems like a real nice guy uses them extensively. But yeah, that's a good deal. I'm glad you showed us that. I'll put it back on pause. We'll get to these other 2 cylinders. Okay, so we'll do it backwards this time. We got 2 cylinders, our last 2 cylinders, pistons we'll look at, and then we'll look at that cylinder, and we'll look at that cylinder. So, anything wrong with that? Anything wrong with that piston?
Nope, don't see any scratches. Plenty lubrication. Feels good.
What about this back side over here?
The back side, yeah.
Looks good?
Looks good.
No dings and dents and damage?
No damage.
Okay, and then this other
Looks
piston
good.
over here?
Very light, but it's nothing. Other than a little bit of light, you can't even feel it. It's just discoloration, I think, but it feels good.
But the lubrication's awesome, huh?
Lubrication is good.
I had them thick. That's when I was still running like 1 to 25, 1 to 35 before I...
Yeah, just light scratches. It's nothing.
Okay.
Cannot feel anything. Just
all right.
Feels good. Looks
Let's
good.
get the flashlight and look at our cylinders. That's your cylinder over there, my cylinder over here, and I'll let you start.
Now this one here, it's got a rough edge right here on this transfer.
Okay.
Nothing sharp, but it has a rough edge.
Right.
Right there. Bottom feels good.
But it doesn't look like what they had in Indiana, huh?
No.
And the combustion chamber too is different, isn't it?
Not quite. A little bit of. This one probably could use a light cleanup, but man, this intake looks great. Looks really good. Exhaust. I'm sorry. Exhaust looks good. No sharp edges. This transfer could use a little cleaning right here. But nothing sharp.
We can get them making better cylinders for us.
Yeah.
We can get them cleaning them better and better chamfers.
But this will run fine.
That'll run fine for a long time, right?
Like it is.
And that I don't even remember the other one that he showed in Indiana looking like that on the bottom in the combustion chamber.
No. The one in Indiana looked out of shape. The chamfering, it had no chamfering, it looked like at all. But this one has a chamfering in it, but it's light, but it's enough. It takes the sharp edges off.
And remember, viewers, I can prove they swapped the cylinders. I wasn't there when they damaged it, but I could prove they swapped the cylinders, and I could prove it's my saw in Indiana that got stolen from me. So I can prove that with 100% certainty. I just can't prove what they did tool-wise or what they switched out. It looks like it's not even my cylinders.
Got a
Wouldn't
little
you say?
cleaning right here, but other than that, it looks good.
Yeah. Now, does that have a yellow dot on top of it too? That has a yellow dot, but it doesn't have any Noker anywhere, does it?
No Noker. Nothing.
No Noker.
No clean exhaust
And it's clean
port.
in there. Clean exhaust port. And we didn't clean these up.
Nope. Come right off the saw.
Yeah, and I've never had them open. All right, cool. Let's set that one up there with that saw. And then here's this other one right here.
This other one. Pick it up.
This is the 5th one.
Yeah, it could do some cleaning right here on this one.
A little cleaning, not real super clean, but it'll still run, huh?
It'll still run, but it could use some chamfering right here.
Okay, well that just means we'll improve the process.
Yep.
But it still doesn't look like that crap that they showed,
Yeah,
huh?
there's no scoring. It's cylinder's smooth and. Other than that, this could probably use just a little more chamfering, but there's nothing sharp. No sharpness. No sharpness.
And then what's the port looks like on that one?
Port looks really good. Exhaust port's really clean.
No splatter. A little splatter. Huh?
Not much.
But not like what it showed in Indiana.
Yeah,
huh?
no.
Not the garbage they tried to make it look like.
Nah, this would run fine.
Yep.
This would run fine.
So now that you've seen pretty much, except for taking apart the what's it called, the flywheel and the clutch and everything, what's your thoughts on these before we wrap this video up?
Oh, I'm very pleased with what I've seen so
very
far.
pleased.
Very pleased.
I like them.
I like them myself. First time I've ever opened one up. First time I've ever laid my hands on them, and I wouldn't think twice about taking one to the woods.
Yeah, me neither. I've been working on them. We got these gas tanks over here. We might put some gas tanks on them. What we have left anyway, and we don't know what we're going to do to finish the project off. But I guess the video is probably about done for now. I guess the next few videos might be me running them. But if you don't know the backstory on this, look at the backstory on my channel about these stolen chainsaws out of Mississippi that went to Indiana and then back hastily because they got caught. And this is just real life, man. I'm a real person. I've got a real mission, and it's all based on honesty. and I'm going to improve these Nokers to make them better and better and better. And I haven't sold them, and I've got blamed for, I don't know, ripping people off, selling them double the cost, selling them crap, and it totally is against who I am. So that's why it pisses me off so bad. That's why it's going to court, folks. That's why it's going to be in court. So follow the story, like, subscribe, thumbs up, and share. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks a bunch. And everybody that wanted to see these open, now you know the truth. Now you know what the real deal is. Thank you. Appreciate you, everybody. Thanks for your help and support. And thanks to my Noker Justice Warrior for driving all the way over here. Appreciate you, man.
No problem.